I'm going to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And I want to say blessings and salutations to the elders of GMS and all you Akim around the four corners of the earth pushing this word in truth and sincerity. This is Brother Azar from the St. Louis camp. And we're going to get into a lesson about all the horrible acts and vile, disgusting acts done to the Hebrew Israelites during slavery. And how it was all prophesied, nonetheless. But, these devils got to pay for a lot that they did. They took it above and beyond. This is by far the worst captivity because we lost our heritage and it was all everything. Lost our language, lost our sense of pride of being a Hebrew Israelite. Now you got coon, wicked niggas out here talking about Hebrew Israelites sound like some type of medicine. But the Lord gon' get you scoffers too. I'm gonna start in Deuteronomy 28. Let's start at 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, that's ownership. Your God. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. So whatever you have going on, it ain't gonna really get nowhere. Let's skip down to 29. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. You got a lot of our people out here that's walking around blind, don't know what's going on, don't know who they are, believing everything that their oppressor told them. And thou shalt grope at noondays as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Yeah, and that's right, because Nat Turner couldn't save us. The Black Panther Party, Martin Luther King, like anybody that stood up to I guess so-called try to free us as a people, they got slain because the Lord wasn't with that. It wasn't time for us to come out of our captivity. This is verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. And that was another thing as a slave master would do in slavery. He would sleep with your wife, get your wife pregnant, and put his own child in the field if it was too dark. These people the devil, man. And you also got that going on amongst your own people. Man, take a wife, and what she ended up doing. While he at work or whatever, out, she running around sleeping with another man or multiple men, So these curses, they fit a specific people. But this is the reason that I'm going into for this captivity, was because we transgressed the Lord's laws, like it said in verse 15. If thou shalt not hearken to the voice of the Lord, these curses shall come upon thee. But this so-called white man, they took it above and beyond, did all kind of things. You know, I'm gonna get Exodus 21:16. That's showing that they gonna have to pay for what they did. This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. When we fled Jerusalem in 70 AD from Roman persecution, we hid out amongst Africans or Hamites in the land of Ham, and hiding out amongst people that look like us. But they in turn told the Europeans and the Arabs where we were hiding at, and they gave us over to them, for captivity. And we was brought to America and put on auctioning blocks and sold, So yeah, we still in Esau's hands. Or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So when the Lord return and find us still in this man's captivity and still oppressed in this man, he gonna be put to death. As a nation. Y'all got to pay as a nation because we paid as a nation. And still paying as a nation. Let me see. I'm going to get Colossians 4:1. To show you that, slavery is in the Bible, but it's a certain way how you're supposed to treat somebody, in servitude or enslaved to you, This is Colossians 4:1. Masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven. So you're supposed to give you supposed to treat them fairly, But like I said, this all was prophesied if we didn't hearken to the Lord. He put us in these captivities, time and time again for going off and disobeying the Lord. But it was a way that you were supposed to treat a man enslaved into you. And they didn't. This buck breaking, they would take the biggest or rebellious slave and commit homosexual acts to him, chain him down, and have sex with him in front of his children, in front of the whole plantation. And they would call other Edomites to get some. Just real wicked. That show you that the nature of the so-called white man is homosexual. That's why he pushing this homosexual agenda. They use our babies as gator bait. The term motherfucker was coined in slavery. They would just for beneficial purposes, to benefit they increase. They would have a son, having sex with his mother. Just so they could have a child, a new slave when a child is born, and they could sell it. You know, the tribe of Gad, they cut the babies out the women's stomach and stomped them. You know, well, these devils got a lot to pay for. Get Revelations 19. I might end it on that. It's Revelations 19:1. You know. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. When the Lord coming back, he raging war with you Edomites, you 2/3 of the nation of Israel, as well as you other nations. You know, for those Christians that think he's a sweet Jesus and he's just all love, so he gonna wage war. And I'm gonna close it with that, and I'm gonna say, call y'all. Call halal, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rukakwadash, Abba Babal.